but like you said, if you look at what is growing and what seems to be, I guess, like the safer bet when it comes to investing, you can't really deny you can't deny Bitcoin, right? Or like Ethereum as of late. So when it comes to those two coins, because I feel like those are the most popular ones right now, can you kind of get into like the main differences between Bitcoin and Ethereum as far as like usage and application?
Yeah, so Bitcoin is still the big daddy of the space,
Mhm.
and it's the OG. It was the first one to launch. Now, Bitcoin has some very unique attributes, which is that it is, got this very restricted, understandable, knowable, non-changeable supply. So you
Mhm.
know how many Bitcoin are going to come onto the market every year, and when that stops, when we get to 21 million.
Mhm.
It's also the way it's constructed is a proof of work mechanism, which means that there's lots of computers around the world, Bitcoin miners they're called, who have to solve this complicated algorithm, and it's expensive. You need huge computing power, and that network of miners basically protects the network. So there's not a single person that validates everything. It's all of these people. So Bitcoin is incredibly secure and robust. So for a system of money, meaning for savings or collateral, the things you borrow and lend against, it's amazing because it's so understandable, knowable, definable. It is slow because it requires all of this computing power and expensive to do things on. So it has not been used as the kind of applications layer. It's kind of the base layer of the money system, the new digital money system. Ethereum comes along and it does something uniquely different. It didn't set out to be money. Well, Bitcoin set out to be money in some respects. It set out to be an applications layer, a platform of which we could build on blockchain technology. And its piece of magic was something called the smart contract. So Bitcoin, there is nothing smart in it. In fact, it's pretty dumb. It just does what it does, which is why it's so perfect. But Ethereum said, well, if we can make contracts code, then almost anything in life is a contract. Me coming on your podcast is essentially a verbal or written contract over email, right? Almost everything in life is a contract. So therefore, if we can record all of these contracts and make them transferable in this new world, then we've created the whole applications layer for money, the internet of value, and everything else. So Bitcoin is more single use case specific, but very powerful in what it does. Ethereum is like the whole internet. So it's a much broader thing. And they're very different. And people try and compare them and say, well, one's not the other. And they're not supposed to be. They're both amazing in their own way.
Mhm. So when it comes to these smart contracts, how does that specifically, or how do you see it affecting like creators and artists in the future? Like is because to me, anyone that's supposed to be getting money off of royalties, for example, and maybe they're not, or if you take more of like a predatory industry like the music industry, where the artists have kind of fallen victim to like these large companies, like do you see like Ethereum being a solution to some of those common problems?
The smart contract is the solution.
Hmm.
So what you're able to do is you're able to have a direct relationship. This is what you're hearing the buzzwords Web3. This is what Web3 is all about. You can have a direct relationship with your community. So you've got a community around your podcast.
Hmm.
Now, where do you communicate with them? Maybe it's on Twitter, maybe it's on Instagram, maybe it's wherever it is, but you don't own that relationship really. And they get monetized by being on that platform by other people. Now, in this world, you could have your own Candice token where that unlocks the benefits of being in your world, and you now have a direct relationship with the people in your community. And they will start, if they now have this investment where culture has become an investment, they want to hang around your culture, what you're building, and they're aligned with you. They want you to succeed because their tokens will go up in value if the network thrives, if your community thrives. So they're going to help promote you, do all the things for you. So now you've got a much healthier relationship with your audience, and you don't need a marketing middleman as much. You don't need to pay for promotion as much. You don't need to do all sorts of things as much. But that's just the start. If you're a music artist, well, right now, you have to put your music on Spotify and they give you a very small few cents for millions of downloads. But in this case, you can find your true fans, issue an NFT that gives them either the music itself or some rights to the music or an ability to get the music earlier, whatever you choose. And you're giving your fans now benefit, direct economic benefit, and they will pay for that. And what you're now not doing is using Facebook or Google or anybody else in the middle. You've got this direct relationship. You're fulfilling your fans' needs. You are building the needs of the community, and you're trying to all add value together. And that works at so many levels in music. Tickets. So ticket prices, what you and I pay when we go to a concert, is not really reflective of the costs because there are so many middlemen, whether it's scalpers or whether it's, Ticketmaster themselves, whether it's the venues. Well, if tickets are NFTs, then they become savable. Like I've still got my ticket from Live Aid in 1985. It was like one of the great events of my life, and I've got my ticket. But if I have that on a blockchain, it's proven that it's mine, and I can sell it to you because you want to buy it from me. Or that community could have thrived for the next 30 years for anybody who held the ticket to say, I was there. And then, maybe we get discounts to other events. Maybe we get, all of the artists who are there want to bring us in their communities. So tickets become an obvious thing that go on the blockchain. Music IP goes on the blockchain. Artwork goes on the blockchain. It can be pretty much anything. Now, a lot of it is still restricted by, so video will go there as well. So whole movies can go that way. Right now, you can't actually put a movie itself on the blockchain. So you have to kind of point to a location of that movie on a blockchain. But technology is moving forward incredibly fast. So basically, this is the entire rails for everything that we do. Every relationship that we have, every financial relationship or relationship of value or connection with the communities that we exist in, are all going to blockchain.